Hi Stardust, and welcome back to the next part of Chapter 15, The Forbidden Forest. And the last time we left Harry, Hermione, Malfoy and Neville just to be about to be taken into the Forbidden Forest by Hagrid as part of their punishment from Professor McGonagall. So let's see how they get on. The forest was black and silent. A little way into it, they reached a fork in the earth path, and Harry, Hermione and Hagrid took the left path, while Malfoy, Neville and Fang took the right. They walked in silence, their eyes on the ground. Every now and then, a ray of moonlight through the branches above lit a spot of silver-blue blood on the fallen leaves. Harry saw that Hagrid looked very worried. "Could a werewolf be killing the unicorns?" Harry asked. "Not fast enough," said Hagrid. "It's not easy to catch a unicorn. They're powerful creatures. I never knew one to hurt before." They walked past a mossy tree stump. Harry could hear running water. There must be a stream running close by. There were still spots of unicorn blood here and there along the winding path. "You all right, Hermione?" Hagrid whispered. "Don't worry. It can't have gone far if it's got badly hurt, and then we'll be able to get behind that tree." Hagrid seized Harry and Hermione and hoisted them off the path behind a towering oak. He pulled out an arrow and fitted it into his crossbow, raising it ready to fire. The three of them listened. Something was slithering over dead leaves nearby. It sounded like a cloak trailing along the ground. Hagrid was squinting up the dark path, but after a few seconds the sound faded away. "I knew it," he murmured. "There's something in there. Something that shouldn't be." "A werewolf?" Harry suggested. "No, wasn't no werewolf, and it wasn't no unicorn neither," said Hagrid grimly. "Right, follow me, but be careful now." They walked more slowly, ears straining for the faintest sound. Suddenly, in a clearing ahead, something definitely moved. "Who's there?" Hagrid called. "Show yourself. I'm armed." And into the clearing came, was it a man or a horse? To the waist, a man with red hair and beard, but below that was a horse gleaming chestnut body with a long reddish tail. Harry and Hermione's jaws dropped. "Oh, it's you, Ronan," said Hagrid in relief. "How are you?" He walked forward and shook the centaur's hand. "Good evening to you, Hagrid," said Ronan. He had a deep, sorrowful voice. "Where are you going? Were you going to shoot me?" "Can't be too careful, Ronan," said Hagrid, patting his crossbow. "There's summat bad loose in this forest. This is Harry Potter and Hermione Granger, by the way, students up at the school. And this is Ronan, you two. He's a centaur." "We'd noticed," said Hermione faintly. "Good evening," said Ronan. "Students, are you? And do you learn much up at the school?" "A bit," said Hermione timidly. "A bit? Well, that's something," Ronan sighed. He flung back his head and stared at the sky. "Mars is bright tonight." "Yeah," said Hagrid, glancing up too. "Listen, I'm glad we've run into you, Ronan, 'cause there's a unicorn being hurt. You seen anything?" Ronan didn't answer immediately. He stared unblinkingly upwards, then sighed again. "Always the innocent are the first victims," he said. "So it has been for ages past, and so it is now." "Yeah," said Hagrid. "But have you seen anything, Ronan? Anything unusual?" "Mars is bright tonight," Ronan repeated, while Hagrid watched him impatiently. "Unusually bright." "Yeah, but I was meaning anything unusual a bit nearer home," said Hagrid. "So you haven't noticed anything strange?" Yet again, Ronan took a while to answer. At last he said, "The forest hides many secrets." A movement in the trees behind Ronan made Hagrid raise his bow again, but it was only a second centaur, black-haired and bodied and wilder looking than Ronan. "Hello, Bane," said Hagrid. "All right?" "Good evening, Hagrid. I hope you are well." "Well enough. Look, I've just been asking Ronan, you seen anything odd in here lately? Only there's a unicorn being injured. Would you know anything about it?" Bane walked over to stand next to Ronan. He looked scowled. Mars is bright tonight, he said simply. We've heard, said Hagrid grumpily. Well, if either of you do see anything, let me know, won't you? We'll be off then. Harry and Hermione followed him out of the clearing, staring over their shoulders at Ronan and Bane until the trees blocked their view. Never, said Hagrid irritably. Try and get a straight answer out of a centaur. Ruddy stargazers, not interested in anything closer than the moon. Are there many of them in here? Asked Hermione. Oh, a fair few. Keep themselves to themselves mostly, but they're good enough about turning up if ever I want a word. They're deep mind centaurs. They know things. Just don't let on much. Do you think that was the centaur we heard earlier? Said Harry. Did that sound like hooves to you? Nah, if you ask me, that was what's been killing the unicorns. Never heard anything like it before. They walked through the dense trees. Harry kept looking nervously over his shoulder. He had a nasty feeling they were being watched. He was very glad they had Hagrid and his crossbow with them. They had just passed a bend in the path when Hermione grabbed Hagrid's hand. Hagrid, look, red sparks. The others are in trouble. You two wait here, Hagrid shouted. Stay on the path. I'll come back for you. They heard him crashing away through the undergrowth and stood looking at each other, very scared, until they couldn't hear anything but the rustling of leaves around them. You don't think they've been hurt, do you? Whispered Hermione. I don't care if Malfoy has, but if something's got Neville, it's our fault. He's here in the first place, isn't it? And that's where we're going to leave them again in the Dark Forest. We'll let Hagrid off to find out what's happened to the others. And we'll find out next time. Bye for now.